What's going on, family? It's your guy, Boro, the Lucky Libra, and thank you for tuning in to another episode, all right? As you can see by the title, we're picking up the Signs Through the Houses series, all right? And we're picking it up with Leo in the 5th house, all right? So shout out to all my Aries risings in the building. Before we get into it, make sure to like, share, subscribe, all right? Circulate these gems, tap into my Patreon to dive deeper, all right? And tap into my website to connect with the Lucky Libra. So let's get right into it. Now, when we look at the houses in the zodiac, they represent areas of lives. When we look at the areas of our lives, when we look at the signs, in our chart, these are representing energies that we are being influenced by and things, and it could represent the potential of what we're going to experience in that area of life. So, this is why we're doing this series, to bring more clarity to why you may experience why you may have a certain frequency vibration in a certain area of your life. You're going through a lot of aggression in this area, a lot of power and control in this area. You feel me? But you like, damn, I don't got Mars in there or nothing. I don't got Pluto in there. No, yeah, well, you got Aries in there. You got Scorpio in there. Like, you feel me? So this is what the signs bring influences in the house. So the 5th house, we're looking at the house of dealing that influences creative expression, the expression aspect to your creativity, all right? So creative and artistic expression, entertainment, how you like to entertain others, what you may be entertained by and creatively invested in, all right? Your relationship with your inner child, okay? Youthful activity, childlike activity. We're also dealing with, this house rules fun, It rules fun. And then we trickle influences of romance into this house as well. But this overall is the creation house. And this house can have influences of what you'll experience when you jump into creative endeavors, any form of creative expression, or any environment where you're center stage and you may be gaining attention and awareness for something you're putting into the light and expressing. All right. Now, Leo is home here. All right. Leo's in its comfortable home area in this house, and this makes you a Aries rising. All right, so Aries rising, are going to be real charged up, ambitious, go-getting, not waiting for nobody, go-getting type of individuals. They have Aries in the 1st house. They on go when they are the I am. They are embodying the actual, see, because you could be an Aries sun. You could be an Aries sun and you still are the I am. You still the ram. Your sun sign is inhibiting that vessel. So you still have them attributes to how you express yourself, and it's going to correlate to the makeup of your self-identity. But when we look at the Aries rising, like, that's really the manifestation of the I am, because it's the house setup. So it's the path. It's the path of the ram. All right. And when we look at Aries rising, you're an individual, you're a leader, you initiate, you start, you trailblaze in this life. You a lot of times you're the first example for something, right? So when it gets into that 5th house and we have Leo here, the gift is gift and curse. But when we talk about the gift right now of being an Aries rising, you got all the signs in the houses that they're supposed to be. So this is why you manifest leadership positions in your life. This is why you manifest having to be the first to have certain breakthroughs in your family, in your environment, shit like that. Trust me, Aries rising, they'll start a whole new path for the family legacy. It'd be real like that. Powerful ass energy. Oh man, I thought I had no coffee left. It's a little cold. It's a little warm. Coffee be bad, but it's cold. So Leo in the 5th house. Leo is the sign ruled by the sun, fixed fire, dealing with concentrating its vision and diving into, embodying its vision and gaining the awareness for how they creatively express themselves, for what they're talented at, what they're creative with, what they have awareness about, what they have wisdom about, their ideals. This is Leo all day, every day, embodying being on the stage, showing the world, how the confidence and why being on the stage, it's something that you need to experience in this part of life. All right. Or you need to have in a part of your life. So when you throw it in the 5th house, Aries rising, when they come into their 5th house, first you want to know where the sun is at, because the sun is the ruler of this house. So whatever the sun is whatever house you have the sun in is going to bring experiences from that house into this house. And these individuals going to feel confident on that stage for the most part. They're going to feel confident. They're going to at least feel like this is where I belong here. I'm supposed to be on the stage. So depending on different alignments and whatnot, as the Aries rising with your sun, moon, aspects or whatnot, things hitting the 5th house or whatnot. Maybe you got, once again, you're like Saturn in the 5th house or some shit. Well, it ain't really Saturn Leo generation, but, depending on what you got in the 5th house, but, might have a Chiron in Leo or something or whatnot. So, besides that, they're going to feel like they belong on the stage. There's going to be a certain natural confidence of how they should conduct themselves on the stage. They're willing to go through the stumbles on the stage. This is one of the areas where, because Leo's prideful, y'all. Y'all know Leo's prideful. So you throw all that sun, all that pride, up into the 5th house, they're going to manifest positions where they're like, nah, fuck it, I got to go do it. I belong on the stage. So they can have that positive spiritual push. And that's what comes with like the gift of having Leo here. You're still going to feel like you belong on the stage, regardless of what insecurities, shortcomings you had in the past, times things didn't go your way when you was expressing yourself or you was being center stage for something. You're dealing with a creative endeavor. Or you're going to have a strong push, a strong inner push to make yourself confident on the stage. You're really going to be prideful there. So, this individual going to have strong aspirations to put themselves in positions where, depending on how they craft their creativity or how they craft or expand on what is it that they, gaining attention and awareness for, they going to make sure they get on their job so they is comfortable dealing with forms of expression in this house. All right, Leo going to be influencing you to get real comfortable in this house. Now, you want to maximize, if with this type of alignment, Aries risings, Leo in the 5th house, when it comes to the things you do well that people pay attention to in your life, especially if it's creatively, like something that you're creatively into, any form of art, you got to maximize your potential here. You got to know that, you already manifested some sunlight with Leo in this house. You wherever your sun sign is, aka the area and the sign that we gain attention for or we're seen for, a lot of that comes into this house. A lot of that attention and awareness comes into this house. So you start realizing the things that you creatively invested in that you're good at, whether it's something that you creatively demonstrate, something you teach, something you express, something that you creatively demonstrate to others how to do or whatnot. If it's a 5th house thing and it's aka something you're center stage for with it here, you want to maximize your potential there. You don't want to be too comfortable in this area, especially if you a Leo sun or Leo moon. You want to be too comfortable in this area and not push yourself to certain limits with what you could do creatively. You want to stay hungry on that. I belong here. I'm gonna keep showing you how I belong here. Or keep showing y'all my value, what I express or whatnot, or what is it that I'm supposed to put on the stage. All right. Leo in the 5th house, these individuals may, just having Leo here may be pushed into situations where they're center staged in their lives. Just having Leo here. It's like anytime you dive into the 5th house, you might manifest situations being center stage. You go to the studio or whatnot with your friend, and there's people rapping in there, and it's like, yo, your friend could sing, like yo, come sing. It's like, damn, why me? Like come do this skit real quick. I heard you talk, or you got a nice voice. You just manifest situations to be seen when you in the 5th house and whatnot. Like, it should be crazy. Like you just, whenever you're in 5th house energies, you can find yourself possibly getting on the stage with Leo here. It could manifest little situations like that. You want to make sure that you have potential to develop because it's fixed fire, and when it deals with creative expression, you want to concentrate on your vision and the potential of how you see yourself expressing yourself. Fire deals with awareness and seeing things, right? So a lot of fire signs they deal with, they could be like clairvoyant. They be seeing things and whatnot. Like they have a real vivid vision of things, and they could just get caught up trying to, get into that and probably lose a little bit sense of the present, but it's a gift. So, it's just how the element rolls. And when we look at Leo in the 5th house here, these individuals, they're gonna have the gift of being able to have a real vivid, imagination or how they see themselves express themselves. But I don't know how you're not gonna manifest a lot of situations being pushed into having to be seen for things, when it comes into your creative endeavors. People always want you to go first. People always recommending your name. A lot of encouragement in this area. Even when you do things on a creative level, it's going to be a lot of times you do things on a creative level, you ain't even trying to get attention like that for you. Just doing your thing. You just doing your thing. You can go into a paint and sip. There's an actual painter in there like, oh, you're actually talented. Hey, come to this workshop. I was looking at your work, like, you real talented. Like, I just come and paint and sit all the time. Like, now you telling me to come to some workshop and contest. Like, a little, like, I don't know. I'm just trying to think of different scenarios here with Leo in the 5th house. These people can be really, really vibrant. A lot of the times, they could be real enticing, exciting when it comes into 5th house energies. They could really be the life of the party here when they jump into the 5th house, especially if there's a situation where it's more in there correlated to their personal space, their personal relationships. They're hosting in some type of shape or form. Yeah, they could be the life of the party here. Could be the life of the party here. Great connection with the inner child. Once again, here it feels like it's a duty to connect to the inner child. I feel like it's a duty to fulfill that, well, once again, like, we're trying to cover natural influences in the house, guys. Y'all have to make sure y'all take into consideration where the ruler at. For this house, it would be where the sun is at. You have to take into consideration your other alignments, what may be hitting your 5th house from an opposite or a square, aka what planets is in your 2nd house, what planets is in your 11th house, what planets is in your 8th house. So we're just like covering the things that could be experienced with Leo in the 5th. Okay, I actually kind of drifted off a little bit. Sorry, y'all. I know there was a thought I had and I went left trying to break something, set it up before I got into it. But because it's fixed, right? I said because it's fixed. Leo's fixed. And I was like, to concentrate on your vision, you need to have a fixed way of dealing with concentration to manifest things that you have in your vision. So with Leo being fixed here, there's a lot of potential to cultivate a real focused lens on the things you want to create and cultivate in the 5th house. However, you got to make sure that you're open to changing when it's reasonable to change and experimenting, not getting so locked in and just trying to work things the way you want to work it. All right? Especially if you actually have Leo placements. That's important to understand. Or if you have Aries placements, or if you have Sag placements, that's important to understand here. Or if you have other fixed sign placements. You never want to stunt your potential for what you could do with your creations because you didn't take this advice, or because you wasn't open to this collab, or open to experimenting differently after, testing your capabilities of what you could do better after your last great creation and whatnot. So there's just something to keep in mind there. These people can be very romantic in a sense where it's like, not romantic, like, okay, maybe not romantic is the word, not saying they can't be, but they can be just have a real charismatic way of dealing with connecting. It's like charismatic / seductive / charming, like throw that all together, like, because Leo makes things exciting and enticing where it's at. It's a optimistic, positive energy. So with this house dealing with creation, they could be real inspired and enticed whenever they dealing with anything dealing with creating. It makes the Leo constellation feel at home in the house. It makes the sun, wherever the sun is at, like, okay, maybe we could develop some experiences through 5th house energy right now. So, when it comes to connecting, even when you're connecting with somebody, you're still creating. You gotta understand that creating a orb, a space, a connection, a bond, that's energy. Energy's touching, is chemistry, is creating something, spiritual chemistry. So when you look at Leo here, they make things real upbeat. Could be a thrill when it comes to intimately connecting with them. Aries here, and could be spontaneous too. With Leo in the 5th house. All right. But main theme here is going to be a sense of I belong. I belong on the stage when it comes to creative expression, when it comes to their public speaking, when it comes to something that they got to be center staged in their life. All right. They'll take initiative having fun and making it a duty to connect to that inner child. All right. Could be spicy individuals, but with some fire placements and air placements in there. I know some Aquarius that are Aries risings. You feel me? But and they're more introverted and whatnot, because Aries already in the first house, depending on it really depends on a lot of different alignments, but these gonna be real upbeat individuals. Might be real playful too. Might be real playful individuals, like play a little too much. Might take a joke a little too far, actually. Might take a joke a little too far, actually. You feel me? But and make sure you're not too prideful with your make sure these are things I should have been mentioned. Make sure you're not too prideful with taking critique on things that you put in the air you're seen for. Understand that as well. All right. You always got room for improvement in the 5th house. So that's what we got going on, y'all. Leo in the 5th house. Next, we picking it up with Virgo in the 5th house, continuing the signs through the houses series. So make sure y'all like, share, subscribe so we can circulate these gems. All right. Tap into my Patreon to dive deeper. Tap into my website to connect with the lucky Libra. Until next time, family. Peace.